The topic of today's video is how did I learn to truly love myself? I think it's a really important topic to talk about, and I also feel very fortunate to have had an experience in my early 20s. And this experience, which basically led me to take my first ever silent meditation retreat, I think I was around about 25, and I was really drawn to meditation because I really wanted to fix anxiety. I remember feeling a lot of anxiety in my early 20s, which is very common, and I wanted to fix it. And I remember taking this silent retreat, and we didn't talk for 10 days. I remember, I think it was around about the 7th day, I had this intuition that there's more to me than meets the eye. And I started to inquire within, and I had a very profound spiritual awakening. And this awakening led me to see and to realize really, really clearly, it wasn't intellectual, it was truly an experience that who I was at my deepest core was love, true, infinite love. And I know that can sound a bit esoteric and a bit woo-woo, so do trust me on this. But it's that recognition, and obviously it was a very grand, powerful experience. So in that moment, it was hard to function. My being was filled with ecstasy and was filled with joy through this realization that everything was going to be okay, and actually who I truly was deep love. And after that experience, my whole life completely changed, because I knew deep down in my core that to truly, truly feel love, all one has to do is investigate their direct experience. It's that simple. Obviously in practice it's more tricky, of course, and that's what spiritual practice is. It's literally just investigating our sensory experience or direct experience. But this is the goldmine. This is what you find. You actually find everything that you're looking for out there exists within. Now, to say that I walked around after then just living in infinite love would be incorrect, but the shift happened and I knew where to look for it. And this is the point of this video. I just want to point you in the right direction, first of all. So if you truly want to learn how to love yourself, all you've got to do is try and figure out who you truly are. Because if you can figure out who you truly are, you will see very clearly that your true nature is infinite love. It's a great thing to find. And of course, it is somewhat hidden. You know, let's not kid ourselves. We don't walk around feeling love all the time, and that's okay. And life is not necessarily always going to be like that all the time. But what we can do is we can realize in our minds and in our being that actually what we are looking for exists within. So from that day onwards, I just knew where to look. And it then became a process of facing what was untrue versus what is true. So if I ever started to have a feeling that I felt very unloved, maybe I'm facing like a rejection or a really powerful negative experience that essentially challenges that belief, or it's not even a belief, is it? It challenges that experience that I had when I was 25. All I've got to do, if I'm unsure, if I'm not feeling love, let's say I'm not feeling love right now, maybe I've been rejected by my friends, all I've got to do is just sit down and close my eyes and just look within, and then obviously this is something I practiced for long periods of time. That's all I've got to do, and I'll see it. And I'm like, oh, there it is. There's love. That's fine. And it's just a process. And I really see it, life, or our minds and our consciousness, what it's trying to do, it wants to explore life. It wants to come away from its true nature, and it wants to just experience life in all its, divine glory. And to do so, it has obviously created this duality, right? So it's a bit like, a ship comes away from the shore, and it wants to go as far as it can out of shore. But all you need to do when you feel lost is just to turn back around and you'll see the shore, you're safe, you're loved, you're whole. And that's all we've got to do, no matter how bad life gets. So what we can do then, from this insight, we can then start to rearrange the psychological structure of how we see ourselves, okay? So obviously we have a mind, we have beliefs and ideas around who we are as a person. Obviously this goes more into the realms of psychology and therapy, but through the insight of that we are loved, we can then start working towards fixing all these beliefs that aren't true. So if we have feelings that we're feeling unworthy, or we're feeling unloved, and we're not good enough, and we want to feel loved and whole when we're in a relationship, well, what we can do is just start rewiring how we approach all that stuff, because we start from wholeness. We start from feeling love from within, right? So we can approach relationships, we can approach friendships, we can approach everything from this place, that we are loved to begin with. And these feelings of insecurities, they just start to dissolve. Now, I also want to be honest with you, the process of this is, in rare occasions, they can just completely disappear. Some people can have such a profound awakening into life or into their true nature that, yes, all insecurities just evaporate. But for most people, what's probably going to happen is these structures are still going to be there. They're still going to exist within our experience, but they're going to weaken, right? You've made a dent in them. So what we've got to do, we've got to keep weakening them. So every time a thought comes up that challenges this idea that we are loved, all we've got to do is challenge the idea that it's not true. So if you're feeling unwhole, or you're feeling unloved and that you're not good enough, you're insecure about how you look, or whatever it is, take that thought, look within, and you'll see it's not true. Now, this could also be seen as a skill. So if we are looking within and we're feeling like we're not seeing that we're true love, that we're infinite love, then we just got to practice. Got to spend time sitting down, looking within. And really, one of the urgencies I want to make on this channel is the importance of this. It's so important to do that. It's so important to find these great gifts that exist within ourselves, because it's free and it's true to everyone. Everyone has the ability to access this. So there is a bit of an urgency, especially if you look at the state of the world at the moment. So how did I truly learn to love myself? Well, first of all, I realized I was always loved from begin with. I am the love that I was seeking. So actually, technically, it wasn't so hard to find that out. What was quite hard was obviously to reintegrate that insight into my day-to-day life, to make it a waking reality. And of course, it's an ongoing process, and we are obviously, of course, going to struggle along the way. But the main thing is I have the tools, and that's the reason why I'm doing these videos, is because I want to share it with you. So thank you so much for making it through to the end, and hopefully I will see you in the next video.